Good afternoon, witches. Jessica back. This is my second video today, but that's okay. I just took a long trek down the mountain, and on my way, I had some thoughts. There are a lot of misconceptions where witches are concerned, and I want to clarify some of that. Also, I've had quite a few questions, so let me go ahead and try to get this summed up for you. Do witches practice witchcraft with the devil or believe in the devil? That is a completely personal question to the witch. There are some satanic witches, and they do that, but most witches do not do that. And it's like with any other religion, you have different denominations, and so each one practices in their own way. If they worship the devil, that's up to them. Okay, it doesn't make them any less of a witch, but it's not the type of witchcraft that I practice. I wholly believe that the devil is a made up entity to try to blame a man's downfall on. Men make mistakes. Women too. When I say men, I'm talking about the human race in general. We make mistakes, and some of us are just evil. Not me, and hopefully not you. But I mean, you know what I mean. There are evil people in this world, and I don't think the devil makes them that way. I think that's just the way they are. Okay, question 2. Are witches evil? That again is completely up to the witch, just like the Christian, the Muslim, the whatever. You can be part of whatever spiritual background you want to be, but it's what's inside that matters. So, yes, there are evil witches. There are satanic witches, just like there are satanic believers that are not witches, and there are evil people in other beliefs. Okay, so we're just like you. That's just the truth. We're all bleed red. We all work hard, or we don't. There's some people that don't. I mean, each person is an individual, and witchcraft is as individual to them as it is anything else that we do. Okay. Is every witch Wiccan? No. Wicca is a religion. Witchcraft is an art, a practice. So, you don't have to be Wiccan to be a witch or to practice witchcraft. They're not two words that have to go together. That's a huge misconception. So, I wanted to clarify that. Black and white. There's no such thing as black magic or white magic. Again, it is completely within the witch herself or himself. They decide what kind of magic they're practicing, but it doesn't have anything to do with a color association. And that brings me to my next one. Are only women witches? Absolutely not. There are men who are witches. You can be whatever gender and be a witch. It's not gender specific. Excuse me, that word's just not coming out, but I think you know what I mean. So I'm going to skip right over that part. Okay. The next one is human and animal sacrifice. This is such a silly question to me. There are some witches who sacrifice animals in their practice. Okay, that's not all witches either. Again, that is up to the practitioner and whatever type of witchcraft they're falling under. But most witches, not all, because there are different sects, just like I said, really love life in all forms, including plants and animals. And as a matter of fact, I feel like if I was to go outside and harvest from the tree, I should ask for its permission and thank it for its sacrifice. So I personally would not sacrifice an animal, but I'm not going to judge somebody who does, because that is their business and I have nothing in that. Okay, so yes. As for human sacrifice, that is a huge no-no. You will go to prison. That is murder. So I don't know any witches who do that. And if they did, I would not have an association with them. Okay. And I'm going to guess that no, witches, just because they practice witchcraft, there's nothing that you have to sacrifice another human. That's just silly. But okay. Again, there's evil people in the world though. So, do you need lineage? You don't need lineage. Can lineage be helpful? Sure, it can. That means your family has passed down that knowledge to you. That gives you a little bit of an advantage because you have people that's giving you this information. For the rest of us who don't have lineage, that's studying 15,000 different sources to come to our own theories about how everything works. So, I mean, and again, that's just like any other religion. I mean, you go to church, you're preached to, but every preacher is preaching something different. Religion and spirituality are very complex and complicated. They're just not black and white. So there's plenty of shades of gray. I guess that is my point. But back to the original question, lineage is not necessary, but it can give you an advantage. Witchcraft is an art. You practice it, you become good at it, and then it is just this art form that anybody can do. Lineage is not required. Hexes. Yes, lots of witches hex. It is like a solution to a problem in your life. If you would call the cops on your neighbor who kept peeking in your window, you're taking a step to stop that behavior. Well, hexes can help us do that as well. You use mundane and spiritual means at your disposal to protect yourself and to make your life the way you want it to be. So yes, hexes do happen and lots of witches do it, but not all. Again, that's up to the individual. Covens. Do you need a coven? Is a coven required? And I guess that is a big misconception because people do think it's required. It's not. Now, there are some sects of paganism or witchcraft, and by that I mean to be for a lot of Wiccans, they join covens and then that information is passed from person to person. I know in this information age, it's not quite like that. But back to the question, are you required to have a coven? You're not. You don't have to have a coven, but they can be beneficial. So, I mean, you have to weigh your pros and cons when you're looking at this stuff, but it is a misconception to think that you have to have one. You do not. You can find this information from many, many sources. And I suggest that if you're new, you are looking at many, many sources and getting your answers from several different sources and then writing it down and referencing back. And then, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it so that you get a clear, defined answer that resonates for you. Okay, you'll need a shit ton of stuff. No, you don't need a shit ton of stuff. Just to let you know, you don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars. You can go right out in nature and get everything you need. Is it nice to have stuff that you can purchase? Absolutely it is. But it's like any other thing in your life. You do what you can afford to do and you're satisfied with that. Be grateful for what you do have. So I'm pretty sure I just got through all 10 of them. So yeah, good. I've been looking down here at my little list. See, I made a list of these misconceptions. And I wanted to make sure I give you those answers. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to get out of here and I'll talk to you witches soon.